Tonight, Dr. Oz has a prescription for Americans. Learn less, work longer.
If we could get the average American, because they feel healthy, they're vital, they're strong, they have agency over their future, to start working a year earlier, right out of high school, or work a year later, not retire, or work better during their lifetime because they're healthy, it would generate about $3 trillion. $3 trillion to the U.S. economy. That would more than remove the debt.
Well, somewhat controversial comments there. Let me play what he said today on CNN to try to clean that up a little bit. Listen.
You shouldn't work longer because you have to. You should work longer because you want to. If we took the average retirement age from 62, right, not because you have to, not by a law, not because Washington says it, but because you don't want to stop working, that's a great thing. And we generate so much value for the economy. It happens to solve the deficit. That's not the greatest benefit.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen.
Listen,
Jamal, okay, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
You know what else would get $3 trillion if we lifted the Social Security cap on income? We tax Social Security at $100,000 to $176,000 in income. If we said we're going to tax Social Security for everybody for however much money you made, we could raise $3.2 trillion. That would take care of it. The problem here is
don't you have to then actually pay out that money to those people who are making
yes, and you know what that means?
Which it was not going to happen.
Which would take it down to about $2.7 trillion in net income after you get finished doing that. So you're still close to $3.
I'm just saying most Americans don't believe Social Security is going to be there for them, period.
Right. So you've got 18 to 29-year-olds, 54 million 18 to 29-year-olds who are sitting on $320 billion worth of student debt, who are living at home, 50% of them, who 74% of them don't believe the American dream is going to be attainable for them. What are we going to do to get them lifted? Telling them they're going to have to work earlier and work longer is not a way to change their attitude about how America is going to work in their benefit or their parents who want them to succeed.
Listen, I was on my radio show tonight talking about this. It's Friday. I'm working late. I'm here. I'm late. I'm not home with my family.
You're definitely going to be working until you're 70.
But I'm blessed. Like I was able, and I know that I'm in somewhat of a unique situation. I was able to find a job that I love to do. So I don't really consider it work. So yeah, I mean, 62, I would say people are in their prime at 62 years old. That's when you should be, I'm serious, that's when you should be, you have the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the background, whatever it is. If you're a painter, if you're a roofer, you've made all the mistakes, hopefully, you've gotten it out of the way. I mean, some of the most brilliant jurists in my profession and the most brilliant lawyers, men and women, are in their 60s.
I don't know. I grew up in Detroit, where I was going to tell you, a lot of people were working in factories, standing on their feet all day.
I
They are not equipped.
I started by saying I'm very lucky and I'm very fortunate.
Point, because there's a disparity here. There are people who sit in offices all day, like all of us do, and work on computers, and yeah, we can be exercising in our free time. But if you're working with your hands and you're getting sick, 6 in 10 retirees retired sooner than they wanted to, sooner than they planned. Among those, nearly half retired for personal health reasons, such as physical limitations or disability or ill health. I mean, people are sick.
Yes.
They're getting hurt at work. And healthcare is not free in this country.
Yes.
I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying it is not.
Can I also just say, most people do get a job when they graduated from high school. Like, you turn 18, most people actually have jobs when they're in high school. They're like, they have their summer jobs. But the other thing is, there are probably in this moment, there are more people working after the age of 62 now because their Social Security actually won't cover their expenses because our economy is so bad. How many times have you encountered an elderly person at a rental car location or at a grocery store or at the Walmart or wherever, and they're bagging groceries or they're working at the checkout counter or they're stocking shelves? And I just think, God, that could be my grandmother. God, that could be my mother. And they paid their dues. They should be able to retire.
They do tend to be women because
they do.
there is a huge retirement gap.
And they can't retire because they can't afford to live in this country.
And the men die earlier.
Lydia.
Well, I'm hoping with artificial intelligence, we'll get a 4-day work week. But look, the reality is when FDR implemented Social Security, it kicked in at 65 and the average life expectancy was 64. Now the life expectancy is 79, which is a blessing. But I think in Europe, they're facing this crisis where they're pushing the retirement age up to 70. So the reality is when you look at the economy, something's got to give, and
we are
it's worth a
healthier.
conversation.
Medicine is so much
Who
better
in your
now.
primary? Wasn't it Nikki Haley who said she wanted to raise the retirement age and her
Well, look,
campaign was
obviously
already
it's
shaky?
not popular to
Good
cut
luck. Good luck with
entitlements.
that.
I recognize